Are we on the internet?
Yes.
Thank you, Danny's mom. Tonight, the party meets a one-of-a-kind NPC. Yasha returns to the group, and the sewer proves an interesting passage. We'll break it all down with my guest, Matthew Mercer.
Hi.
Laura Bailey.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
All that and more tonight on Talks Machina. Hit it, Chief. We're back. Hello, friends.
Hi.
Welcome, esteemed panel of guests.
Yes, I am very sweet.
That's a good impression
Thank you.
of Jester doing an impression of Kiri.
Oh, that's getting
Yeah,
fractal.
that's weird.
It is. We have a few announcements to burn through, so let's get through those quickly because we have a lot of good questions tonight. Our friends at the Rook and the Raven, we've been talking about the last few weeks. They make high-quality disc-bound gaming notebooks like the one I'm holding right now. These are designed for tabletop RPG games, and you can put all your character info in here. There's spell lists. You can journal your entire campaign if you want, everything that's happening if you're a good note taker.
You could draw a bunch of dicks in the margin.
A bunch of dicks.
Dicks, pieces of poop, taking a bath.
Yeah.
Pieces of poop taking a bath, anything. It is,
That's one
yeah.
of the things I drew. So.
Deep, deep, deep cuts there. The Far Travelers Collection Kickstarter ends this Thursday night at midnight Pacific time, so it's your last chance to get the deluxe edition of the Mischief and Misadventure campaign diary and the new Far Travelers Notebook. Man, this is cool.
It is really pretty.
It's pretty rad.
I'm gonna keep this. So let's hope we have more for the giveaways. All these feature covers by Devin Rue, who illustrated our official Wildmount map, and several of the Wormwoods we've been giving away the last few weeks.
The Tal'Dorei map, too.
And the Tal'Dorei map, too.
She's amazing.
You can be... Yes, exactly. Hi, Devin. You can become a backer now at therookandtheraven.com/Critical Role before the campaign ends on Thursday. On sale now are what? Tickets for our very first New York City live show. That's what happens when I drink all day. Join us at the United Palace in Washington Heights on Thursday, October 4th. Tickets are available right now via Ticketmaster.
Oh, no.
Jesus fuck.
Oh, no.
Okay, but here's the thing. The writing is this deep red. You know, it's a deep, deep red.
Yeah, you're right.
On
You're
a
right.
black screen.
It can be
you know?
confusing.
Anyway.
Sounds like an excuse.
It is.
Yeah, man.
You can check out details about that New York live show at critroll.com. There's a few tickets left. That's going to be a blast.
I'm excited. It's going to be our first East Coast
Yeah.
event. I'm not quite sure what's going to be happening by the time we get there, kind of like what happened with Gen Con.
Yeah.
So it's a little stressful for me.
I'm
Yeah.
just happy I'm going to be there this time.
Yeah,
you'll be there.
God, we missed you guys at Gen Con, so I'm happy
miss
to
you
see you
guys.
guys.
It's so painful to like watch and see like you guys doing it and not be there.
We'll make up for it.
That's
Yeah.
Make up
FOMO.
for it.
That's serious FOMO right there.
I know.
Thank you to everyone that tuned into our new show Between the Sheets last night. That was very fun chatting with you guys and seeing the reactions. Our first episode featured Taliesin and Jaffe. VOD is available on our Twitch if you're a subscriber. We got that issue fixed. It was on the Twitch end of things, but I called the president of Twitch myself.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I'm blocked. Yeah, it'll never happen. Also, the VOD for that will go up on YouTube tomorrow at youtube.com/Critical Role. This show is pretty much exclusively available on Critical Role's Twitch and YouTube channels. That's it.
It's
It's the
pretty
only
great.
place you can find
You're
it.
really great.
You're
on
a
it,
good
Brian.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
We've filmed 4 so far, and they're all unique and amazing in their own ways, and I can't wait for people to see more. Also, Monday, new episode featuring Laura's better 3/4. Travis Willingham.
C is
He's
in the
big,
court,
you know? Travis Willingham. And to celebrate the launch of Between the Sheets, I'm going to be doing a Reddit AMA on the Critical Role subreddit on Friday this week.
Friday.
Reddit.
September
You're going
21st.
to Reddit, Brian.
I'm going in there. I'm
After
diving
all the
in
shit
deep.
you've given, you're going to Reddit.
There's only, I like the Reddit. There's only specific types of
It's true though.
whiny babies on there that I actually make fun of on this show. The rest of the people are
as far as
fantastic.
Reddits go, like, our
Ours
critical
is really
Reddit's
good,
pretty
yeah.
great.
Ours is
Like,
very good.
I'm very
Yeah.
proud of
Yeah,
our Redditors
yeah.
out there. Hi, Reddit. You guys are awesome.
Even reading on Reddit
Yeah,
that
yeah.
my neck was fat when I was pregnant, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
like,
because they
I
format
appreciate-
it so
I
well that you
appreciated
don't
them
feel.
paying attention that closely.
Yeah.
look, they're just passionate.
Yeah.
No, fuck you, actually.
No,
Whoever that
no,
was.
no.
Whoever that was.
Not
who said
Reddit, but
bird
you.
neck.
That, you know who you are.
You know who
Not
you
being
are.
mean about it. They said it in a nice way. It's fine.
Well, let's search Laura Bailey's neck on Reddit and
No,
we'll read the
let's not.
actual comment. Oh, okay.
Get the hashtag started.
I hope it wasn't Pullout King or one of our
Hashtag
heroes.
Laura Bailey's neck.
Yeah, the AMA anyway will be on the 21st, which is this Friday, I believe, at 2 p.m. Pacific. Should be a good time.
Yeah.
Also, finally, we're raising money for Sam's favorite charity, the PAB Love Foundation, which is dedicated towards ending childhood cancer through research funding, and also helps improve the lives of kids who do have cancer through arts. We've already raised $68,000.
So crazy.
That's
you guys
crazy.
Are amazing.
Yeah.
If we hit $100,000, Sam will rock a very special fireside chat in this chair in which I'm sitting.
I
It will
don't even
forever
think
be
about what he's gonna wear for it.
tainted by Sam Riegel in a robe sitting in this chair drinking wine.
Between like the fireside chat and the Between the Sheets episodes, I'm excited because as much as I know Sam and we've connected very strongly, he's still somewhat of an
He's pretty
enigma.
mysterious.
He
He's a mysterious fella. Like we've had some really deep conversations and like I consider him one of the closest people in my life. And then every now and then I have to stop and be like, I don't really know all that much about what goes on behind the veneer.
He'll spring
It's
out
a
with something, and you're like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be like a real Bond. He might actually be a long-time spy.
You think
assassin.
so?
Could be.
Yeah,
Everything else is just a deflection.
I've
No,
always
his wife
suspected.
is a spy assassin.
Well, that
Well,
I
she's
could
overt
believe
about it, though.
But
He
see,
just hides
that's
it.
they're there to throw you off. She like has her shit together, and she's super charismatic and
She
can
is
sort
so
of like.
charismatic. I've never had like a crush on a woman as hard as I've crushed
Really?
on Q.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
She's
Yeah.
really pretty, and she's just got really like, damn.
But that's what I'm
energy.
saying. They're trying to throw you off because she's got all her shit together, and then Sam is like a bumbling fool, and
Like you have no idea how they ended up together.
they couldn't get him teeth that looked real,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of different stuff going on there. Anyway, sorry, dude. He's not watching. Why am I apologizing?
watching.
fine.
Fuck, we can say whatever we want. You've already unlocked Sam's special Crash Pandas one shot, which is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That's going to air Friday, September 21st at 7 p.m. at twitch.tv/Critical Role. No, it won't be
That's
on
this
Alpha.
Friday.
That's this Friday. No, it won't be on Alpha. Stop tweeting me. VOD will be available on youtube.com/Critical Role, not on Alpha, on Sunday. More details at critroll.com, and you can donate at give.classy.org/teamherder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a lot of announcements, not on Alpha. Without further ado, let us discuss episode 34 of Critical Role Campaign 2, Encroaching Waters. We're back. I'm here with the same guests as before that graphic was on the screen.
go fuck yourself.
That's a good Kiri
That's
impression.
cute. That's what she sounds like.
Yeah.
Guys, we have some Crit Roll stats for this episode.
Oh, I'm ready.
Tell me.
Who come to us from our friends at Crit Roll Stats. Jester has dealt.
me.
That's you. Has dealt over 600 points of damage so far in the campaign.
Is
That's
that
good for a cleric.
That's pretty good for a cleric.
Okay.
Yeah.
She also cast Cure Wounds 40 times.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
People say I don't heal.
I mean,
That's
like
so
That's
much
like once
healing.
an
that's like
episode,
once
maybe.
an episode.
Matthew. Yeah, that's once a damn episode.
Look, girl, I'm
Think
just
about
happy.
how many times.
I'm just happy you're healing.
You're like an
great.
AFK Zenyatta who just every once in a while is like, bip, and then back, you know, that's I think. She has no idea what we're talking about because she doesn't play
You're
Overwatch.
so glad that somebody just picked
I'm with
Mercy,
you,
and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
DPS Zenyatta.
Yep. You're Mercy who just uses her taser gun the whole time. Hey, but here's some other stuff to make you feel better. And you've used, in addition to Cure Wounds 40 times, Blessing of the Trickster. How many times do you think you've used Blessing of the Trickster?
18 times.
Close. 26 times.
Whoa, that many.
That's pretty cool. What does that one do again?
That's something. Yeah, go.
Gives them an advantage on stealth checks.
Great.
Not me. I can't use it on myself. Only on other people.
Correct.
Yes.
That's cool. And Matt announced his 40th natural 20 of the campaign on this episode.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
happy. I mean,
Congratulations.
you're welcome.
It was
Oh,
a great
that's okay.
announcement.
You got someone in the party now that can just tell me to fuck off when that happens occasionally, so that's good.
Right?
Moments.
Those
Pretty
are the
great.
best
Grave
ones.
clerics.
Beautiful thing.
No joke, man.
How many of these 40 referenced were the golden snitch?
Oh my God.
I mean, you probably don't know a certain number, but does
don't-
that one roll 20 a lot since it's become in your possession?
Honestly, I think the snitch, as much as I like to build the mystique, I think it has to be in Talson's hands to be magical because
Really?
it rolls about as
whatever.
much as everything else.
I
Like,
can think of a lot of things that have to be in Talison's hands to become magical.
well, you and me both. Yeah, like Marisha got me a new set of dice at Gen Con, so I've been using that one more often, which has been nice.
Really?
It's made of lapis lazuli. It's a really
Oh,
pretty, like stone one. It was like a
beautiful.
really, like she dropped that as a present and a gift for like post Gen Con. So I've been using that one, and it's about the same. So the snitch apparently isn't just a magical snitch.
It's a combo.
It's a conflux of two magical entities together that creates
Well, isn't it
the
like
majesty.
if you're not a paladin wielding the Holy Avenger, it's just a sword?
Yeah, essentially.
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, you have to be this
bring
interesting to roll that many 20s.
Exactly. You have to be the most interesting man in the world
It's true.
to use the golden snitch properly.
What just happened?
You know what happened? We just turned into Weird Al in the Beverly Hillbillies video.
We
when
did.
You can't find the camera.
Yep. He's like, where is it?
That was a deep cut
Where is it?
reference.
I
Hope you guys like
appreciate it,
UHF.
though.
Anyway,
All right.
Love you, HF.
it's such a good movie. I saw it in theaters when I was a kid.
Specialist City.
What better way to say I love you? Sorry. Anyway, it's a great movie.
should watch it.
It deserves a lot more
Little bird looks
appreciation.
so
than it is.
cute between
Does
the
it?
two of you.
I know. Look at
My
little
goodness.
cutie.
Guys, we have questions. What are you
Okay,
doing?
yeah, we should talk
Stop
about-
dicking around and answer my questions. Vishante Kaffis is the first question. Who did the best job? This is for both of you. Who did the best job playing someone else last week? Max playing a long-haired Emmy Award-winning Sam, or Marisha Bowe playing Tracy?
Oh, that's a really tough call.
I mean, Max, you were great. You were fantastic.
Your Sam voice was so good,
Like, on point. So it's hard for me to pick.
but you're married
Max
to one
was
of them.
fantastic as Sam Riegel.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know who was Sam and who was Max at the time.
I'm kind of at the point now where if Sam doesn't get here like within 5 minutes of starting, he's just out. from
He's
now
been
on.
much better this campaign.
I know.
He really
I'm
has.
Been here
sorry,
like
Max.
10 minutes
I'm trying.
early.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
That's because I'm not going to give away the location of our studio, but it's at Sam's house now. So that was part of our thing. So the fact that he shows up 8 minutes early now instead of
Right.
5, not that great of an achievement. But yes, Marisha's Tracy was fantastic.
Really good.
Yeah.
Like her laugh, I was like, I'm so creeped out right
I
now by
know.
that.
We talked about it when we got home after the episode. I was like, where did that come from? And she was like, and I'm sure she'll talk about it next time she's on here, but she was like, yeah, I mean, Bo is channeling all the women that she couldn't stand growing up back home. And I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense, you know, based on her history and general personality.
So she grew up with the cast of The Hills?
Apparently, Kamorda is kind of like the OC of the
it?
Dwendalian Empire.
Oh, dang.
A bunch of rich, snobby people, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean, her family was a little close nobility, but I mean, at least in the. Anyway.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Let's reveal
Yeah.
Marisha's backstory while she's
I'm not going to
here.
reveal anything. Let's
do it.
I'm making sure not to.
I can pull it up here. I can pull it up here on the
Did you
writers
know
database.
That I had access to your profile, that I had access to your account that one time.
No.
So yeah, when we did
The one shot.
shot,
The
I went to
iPad.
log into my thing, and it was logged into your account for some reason.
Oh.
And I had all of like your character sheets for the NPCs.
It's because I was.
Well, to be fair,
transferring
all the
money.
character sheets that I had built on there were one-shots I did for other events. They weren't actual NPCs in the campaign.
No, there were some that I saw that I knew. Damn it.
Well,
Girl, my shit's guarded.
there's only
That was-
one thing to do about that. We need one of those Men in Black devices to wipe the brain.
They don't-
Yep. Laura.
Yes.
Caroline the Geek has a question for you that sounds a little bit like this. What, since the way I'm talking tonight, what did it feel like to get to introduce everyone to the Ruby? How much input did you have in her design and concept?
Ooh, like in Ruby's design, I pretty much, I mean, I probably wrote more about the Ruby in my backstory than I did about myself, didn't I?
A little bit, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
I was like, oh my gosh, and then this happened and this happened. Yeah, so I had like this whole vision of the Ruby in my head, and it was so awesome to then hand that over to you and see what else, because you just fleshed it out so completely.
Well, here's the thing. You built a character who is so, their world was centered around a living parent, and that's such a rare thing in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, let me dig in and make this
Right.
this one rare moment important to me.
And
But,
my
yeah.
whole backstory was written from Jester's perspective, you know, so everything I said about the Ruby was how Jester felt about her.
Yeah, and like, and you know, there's that DM mind that's always like, how can I subvert this? How can I turn it on the player? But like, I didn't see that in the character. The way
Yeah.
you'd written the Ruby and the way that you presented Jester's personality and everything, and the way that I kind of wanted to play that character, I was like, no, this you've already set me up with this great ideal of a motherly character, and I hope I did it justice. So.
I was so afraid that you were gonna turn her like mean or something and like say that Jester was like imagining her a certain way and then she wasn't. And so when we showed up and she was so nice, I was like, oh, she's the most wonderful mother. It was so great.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been hackneyed, in my opinion. Like there's only so much you can be like, oh, cool, you had a happy backstory. Fuck you.
Go fuck
There's only so many
yourself.
times a DM can do that before.
Go
It's just
fuck
not fun.
yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
to
but
myself.
A happy backstory is almost an oxymoron
Yeah,
nowadays.
and it's not entirely happy. You know, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of aspects of her upbringing and. You know, the difficulties of the Ruby having to raise Jester.
Right, yeah,
and,
there was
and
some
both-
shit stuff, but
Yeah, and there's a lot of reasons for things that I haven't like come to light yet. So like it's been, for me at least. I mean, this is your question, so I don't even know why I'm still talking. It's supposed to be on you, but it was fun for me.
it was
Yeah.
fun for me as well. And it was fun to see Matt hold his robe shut and put on makeup.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
I was holding my robe shut until after.
Modest.
He kept like pulling his vest closed. It was the
He
best.
had his vest shut the whole time and he was just like holding it here like,
Modest.
it was just adorable.
You do that for a lot of characters. If you're wearing the vest, like the vest will change depending on the NPC. It's
the
awesome.
same way as like in a recording booth, you'll change your posture and
Yeah,
everything as
it's-
you're doing a character, but this time like it's on camera and we can like totally watch it.
And the internet can post a bunch of screenshots of you doing it afterward. I'm like, oh, I wasn't even.
It was the best.
Yay.
How fun is it to collaborate on that stuff together? Because you get, it's a
awesome.
secret from.
It's
the rest
awesome
of the group.
to have an idea in your head and then see it come to light how you see it in your head. I love it.
I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, to be
But-
surprised by it.
That's part of what I love about D&D, where you let the players create backstory and let them create elements of the world before the campaign starts. Because not only is that a good anchor to bring them into the story, but they're essentially trusting you with something they created to fill the other half. And that's where the real collaboration in the world building comes together. And yeah, like it's because of your story, just your story, that Nicodranas exists. It's because of like all these things from each character's backstory inspired me when they sent it to me to go ahead and build parts of the world where that would happen, and so it inspired a lot of the stuff that was built around it. So,
Wow.
so yeah, like people are like, oh, how'd you build this whole world? I'm like, I built a lot of it, but there are a number of points of it that were inspired by what you guys gave me, and yeah, it's fun.
That's awesome. Matt, German knot. Interesting.
Semnian knot.
Oh, that's the,
interesting.
okay, yes.
How did you feel when Marisha's offhand joke about the gentleman resulted in Marion revealing the possibility of him being her dad? Did you expect this to come out differently?
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
Well, I mean, nothing's confirmed yet, but
I
it's
know.
fun to tease. And I was hoping for that tease and those threads to drop at some point because it was fun to watch your guys' reaction. But I didn't. But I had planned for that to maybe come down the line after you had interacted with the Ruby or the Gentleman more, or something had come up where you'd been like, "Was there, why is there a connection here at all?" I wasn't expecting to come out in the very first conversation you had reuniting with your mother.
Ridiculous.
And it would have been fine if you mentioned him, but you started going into like
details
about him, how he looked, and from the Ruby's perspective, from Marion's perspective, a woman who had essentially been, for lack of a better term, left at the altar in a way.
She got all ready for him.
Yeah.
She was going to give up her life and like the way it was and go live with him.
Yeah, like Kill Bill.
Yeah. And then ruminating on that for years and eventually letting it go, that to have those seeds of possibility click back up and trigger those memories was very much like a, wait, what?
Yeah.
And as soon as they're happening, I was just like, when you're in that moment, you're just like, oh, well, here we go. This is exactly how she would react. This is exactly what you were saying would trigger this reaction. And what I thought might have been a long-term thread came a lot sooner. And once again, it's the unique elements of improv and D&D,
And of course, the day that the gentleman was introduced to the... I wasn't here, so I couldn't be like, how many rings does he have on his fingers,
Yeah.
Because that's all I knew pretty much about my dad, is that he was funny, he wore a lot of rings, and I knew his name, Babadon Dasal.
Did you know he was blue?
No.
Ooh, really?
I suppose I did, but in my backstory, I didn't clarify that.
You did not.
So I pictured him as like human looking. So when all that stuff was coming down, I was like, whoa, he's blue! He's blue!
The way I saw it was when Mary would tell stories, she would very much fancifully embellish her memory, and it would always be more the ideal than the physicality. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It was his sense of humor. It was his words. It was the connection. It was the conversation. And so whenever he would come up in conversation, and she didn't want to bring it up too much because it would be like, oh,
That's
this is
sad.
your father you'll never meet and who left me behind. That's not a great topic to continuously bring up. So I figure when it did come up for her, it was a very kind of idealized memory, and those facets never really found their way into the conversation.
Right.
And so in many ways that may have been a kind of a, oh, we never talked about that. Oh, shit. So it was fun.
It's amazing the level of care that you put into those decisions. It's so cool. You really have a lot of threads going at once. I mean, obviously you do in the story of the campaign, but even with every little detail like that, it's so interesting. How the world do you keep notes? I must know. You've never given me your secret for how you keep the data of
it's
all
all
of this
in the
stuff and
brain.
all of the different, subfolders you must have with the.
I'm gonna shut him down for a second and find out.
No shit.
Hold on, I think I
Oh
can-
boy. Freeze all
I don't want to
motor
mess up his
functions.
hair, or else I would totally do it. That perfect
It's fine.
android hair, I can't.
I don't think you can mess it up. It just snaps back into place.
It's all
like
magnets, really.
It's dwarven forged magnets.
I mean, part of it's prep and just kind of, as actors, part of our process is to understand the underlying reasons and beats of passion for a character that we're embodying. And for NPCs, I do that on a quick scale, depending on a lot of them, because I can't fully immerse myself and have to build hundreds. But Marion's an important character, and we're used to.
And she's hot.
She's a hell of a MILF as far as a lot of people in Nicodranus are concerned.
That's right.
Have you seen the cosplay?
I've seen a few.
I've seen a few
partial
awesome
cosplays,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah. It's really
Oh, I
cool.
saw
stuff out
one
there already.
fully. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh man,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. it's
Marion's
really
awesome.
great. Did you see our fan art of the week winner last week, or because you weren't here?
No, I was not feeling very good.
Yeah,
so I
we'll
didn't.
send it to you.
I was probably sleeping.
I think it's on my Twitter. If you unblock me, just check it out, and then
I'm
you
not
can
gonna do
reblock
that,
me.
Brian. Stop
Okay.
trying.
Talks Machina Twitter, so.
Okay, I'll check that out.
There you go.
What the fuck, man? Matt, please answer this question. Danny Spud 2 asks, did the cast know that the turtle was the community-created NPC? Were you pleased at the response he got from the players?
As far as I know, most
kept
of
it a
them didn't know.
secret. Yeah.
Like you didn't know, right?
Nope. had no idea when you were describing him that he was no.
Yeah, it wasn't until the end of the episode that I got to tell everybody, like, by the way, this was kind of a communal effort with our community. And I was very happy with the reaction because it was such an interesting character. It was such a fun design.
It was just, we were all like, what? Blown away by that design.
It was funny because in the way I'd kind of been thinking about Wildmount, turtles.
You give like these really brilliant, intelligent responses, and then I just realized my response was, we were like, what? And then Matt starts talking all brilliantly again.
Whatever.
I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm vacillating through words here, trying to sound intelligent.
Look,
you're just honest and awesome.
If you cancel on us, we put you up against Matt. That's the Talks Machina rule. If you cancel, you got to be on with Matt the next week and be like, oh yeah, I don't know, I rolled a 6, what the heck? And then, Matt's like quoting, those
Using
giant.
the word vacillation to show how like unintelligent he is.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matt, please continue.
Those turtles are fun. I like turtles.
I like poodles.
I like turtles.
When you first saw what the results were of, what he was supposed to be, did you panic or were you like, okay, this will be a fun challenge?
I didn't panic. It was just a lot of details in one NPC, and I was like, well, I can't just throw all these on the sleeve. It becomes so much up front. So, like, there are aspects of the design that we did that still haven't really come to bear. They might not, depending on what they do. But like, I thought it was fun to at least get that across because it's a very different character they've encountered. And long ago, when I was designing Wildmount in general, the turtles. As a race, once they were available in D&D, I put them out and everything, I was like, they would be a great species of individual that existed more along the coast because they are, inherently more of an ocean-faring race. So I was hoping whenever they got to the Menagerie Coast to encounter a few. And so when that design happened and the choices you guys decided to go with the Menagerie Coast for your next bit, I was like, well, that's going to make for a really nice little union there.
Wow.
So it was great.
That was kind of Pumati, what you just did there, Matt. You just talked kind of like Pumat.
Sorry, it just kind of leaks in there occasionally.
And there's a lot of them in his head swirling around.
Yeah. Give me 2 years. There won't be much Mercer left. It's just going to be this progressive tapestry of various NPCs until they put me away.
Yeah. Oh. I can't wait.
We'll miss you.
We're getting the jacket made already.
It's soft where I go, though.
It's soft where I go. It's soft where I go, and there's blocks. Didn't Marisha play a turtle in one of the Force Greys or one shot? Yeah,
okay. Annihilation finale. We did live in New York. Yeah, she played a turtle bard.
Yeah.
Who had like 6 husbands.
Yes.
What was it? Was it Terrapin the Clarapin or something like that? Was her character? It was just,
That's cute.
and she played it like what was it? Her voice was basically Katharine Hepburn.
Oh, wow.
Who is this sort of turtle older woman? It was amazing. Yeah, it was great.
That's awesome.
Like burp Curie.
You're going straight into mom mode. So yeah, you have to be holding something at all times, and that's great. You've also got Jester here. Do you want to hold the Ford bust?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't.
It was so heavy.
That's true, but the baby's heavy too.
It is made of uranium.
The Ford bust is heavier than Ronan.
Probably. That
No.
I'm pretty sure that Ford bus is made out of vibranium. Laura.
Vibranium's
Wait,
light.
vibranium's light. Shit.
Fake nerd boy. Nerd boy.
No, I just.
Dying Star.
No, help. Peter Dinklage's accent was so bad in that movie that I can't remember what vibranium does. Guys, Queso Commander, he won an Emmy last night, though.
He did.
He'll never win anything for that performance in Infinity War. Laura, the Ruby of the Sea seemed pleasantly surprised that Jester had learned healing from the Traveler. Yeah. How did she treat Jester's relationship with the Traveler while growing up? Did she ever meet him?
No, she never met him. I don't think anybody else has ever met him.
Interesting.
But sure she viewed it. I don't know. It's you now, but she acted like she believed me.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming she probably just thought it was a weird imaginary friend.
That's kind of how I interpret it too.
Yeah.
Like, she's a supportive mother, and her daughter's excited, and since she has to spend a lot of time alone, it's like, well, this is a healthy way for her to have fun and have some way to express herself when she can't be there. Then.
But also got her into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and some of it was that's a problem. Some of it I'm sure Marion appreciated too, It's like, that was actually pretty well done, but I still have to be punished. That's how I saw it.
What did she say again when you first brought up the Traveler giving you the healing powers? What did the Ruby say again? She was like sort of surprised, right? Like,
well, yeah, because it was an imaginary friend essentially.
It's like finding out Drop Dead Fred is really there.
I was trying to think of that movie reference the whole time.
And then gave you like Jesus miracles, and you're like,
right.
what?
Yeah.
Drop Dead Fred
was our base, like
was
kind
our
of
basis for
when we were talking
creating the
about
character.
it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, pre-campaign.
I was trying this while you were answering. I was trying to think of the name, and the only one that came to my head was Freddy Got Fingered, which is
That is not the same thing.
Tom
Very different
Cruise
movie. Barely a movie. You can't even call that a movie.
Yeah, not so much a movie.
An
Like, man,
experience.
as a person that had like a mild appreciation for Tom Green in high school, that movie was so disappointing.
We all did. Ever since he put that poop on the microphone and said, "What do you think of Pete Sampras?" Guys, let's give away some free shit real
let's
fast.
do that. Please,
do it.
please.
Our first giveaway is for your gift making skills. It's time for GIF of the Week.
Freddy got fingered. Wow, that's a deep
Don't
dive.
You're
bring it
welcome.
up again. Don't ever
Sorry.
bring it
We
up
moved
again.
on.
What was
Sorry.
the other movie where the kid had the guy under the bed? And was it with Fred?
Little Monsters.
Little Monsters. Yeah, with Fred Savage.
Yes,
I loved
Little
that movie.
Monsters.
Yeah.
I
And
love
Howie
that
Mandel.
movie.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Howie Mandel.
I loved tuna fish until that movie.
Really?
Yeah, because then he makes cat food sandwiches instead.
Oh, that's
There's a
right.
whole scene. Anyway, continue.
Continue.
So,
Gift of the week.
Sorry, gift of the week.
Hey, your prize tonight is a gallon of tuna fish. Our winner for episode 34 was sent in by Tamra Wilkinson, aka @gloriously_geek. Let's take a look.
Such good reactions.
Yeah. Oh God. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that was great. Man,
Yeah.
memorable.
Who the fuck is Tracy?
Fuck is Tracy? Congrats to you, Tamara. You have won this.
Dun, 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 dun,
Not the best, not the best job of unfolding that shirt, Brian. Not the best
Wow,
detective
wow.
agency. Softest shirts in the land. This one has been blessed by Heart Music, Laura Bailey, and the Dungeon Master
wanna
himself.
Flesh on it.
Oh wow, now it's worth
Yeah.
at least 10 grand in
There we
pesos.
go.
Here we go.
DNA included.
Guys, don't forget, if you want to have a chance at winning Gift of the Week, all you have to do is
Submit.
to submit at talkspocket.com. Moving on, Matt.
Yes.
Danik_Hey asks, how cool is it to bring Orly to life? From what detail? Well, we already kind of asked that.
I'll follow up on that.
Yeah, follow up
and
on that
just
if you
say,
have any more info.
Because the community designed a bunch of elements of it, and then for the personality, we were in the chat specifically for it. I was looking at things behind. I was like, what kind of voice would it have? And someone said Cajun, and I was like, that's something I haven't done in a long time, and should probably practice. And then someone said stutter, and I grew up a stutterer, and my father was a stutterer, and so to me it was like I would love to bring that into it in a way that isn't comical necessarily, and isn't a trait that is, a focus of a thing, but more like, just a part of how they talk and a unique facet of their personality. So, which is how like the M's especially got stuck, because that was one of the things that I got caught on a bunch as a kid. So yeah, no, it was really kind of fun to take something that the community had helped forge and hopefully do it justice. So.
Wow, absolutely. Laura. Hey, Evie Sart asks, how did Jester feel when she had to disguise herself in her hometown?
Oh. I think she didn't care.
Has she done it before?
In her hometown?
Yeah.
I imagine she went out when she was a kid every once in a while.
To go clubbing and
She didn't need to disguise herself though. No, I don't think she ever like snuck out. No. It was like, okay, you're allowed to go to this store for this one errand, go get this and come back sort of thing. Because she just didn't spend a lot of time outside, but she never had a need to disguise herself.
Yeah. Interesting.
She wasn't connected to the Ruby when she was out
Yeah.
in public. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
As long as she didn't cause any problems and say, I'm with the Ruby, you know, which she totally would do if
Just
she
running out in
like
the
she
street.
does. Yeah.
What's that, Danny?
Like she did in the Wayfarer's Cove.
Yeah, exactly.
First person you went and talked to in the Wayfarer's Cove. I'm the daughter of the Ruby of the Sea.
Yep.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's out there now.
Yeah.
Matt, another great Orly question. Raven62, had you planned for Orly to appear in the Wayfarer's Cove when you started working out the details of his character, or did you improvise when the players went there and decided it would be a good introduction?
I mean, initially when the character was created, my first instinct wasn't, oh yeah, put it right there, you know. But when I began to develop and flesh out elements of Nicodranas in preparation for your guys' arrival, I thought about Orly and kind of the story I was writing for that NPC and where he comes from, what his skills are, and I thought he would probably be hanging in the Wayfarer's Cove. He's between jobs, and that's one of the more popular, you know, wharf taverns for drinking when you're not in the process of working at the docks there. And since it already was a tie-in to the storyline that you guys were pursuing, it would be a likely path you guys would cross. So I was like, that's better than me throwing him somewhere in an alley that you guys might never come across, or making me feel like a forced, you walk down the street and see a turtle. He's really cool, by the way, you helped make this. Wah, wah, wah. You know, like, I didn't want to make it feel like I was like prying it into the story.
That's true. We could have totally chosen just not to talk to him.
Yeah. I mean, I figured it'd be hard because he's an interesting character the way you guys made him. So
Yeah.
I felt pretty confident you're going to talk to the turtle. But yeah, for me, it made sense.
Doesn't every facet of what came together for that turtle completely mirror the fucked up minds of our amazing fans? Like, I loved when I read the thing, I'm like, yep, this checks out with the critters. This makes 100% sense. Yeah.
Made me so happy. And even still, like, as much as they defined, there was still a lot of room to create.
Yeah.
Because they just made him bard.
Right.
And so I was.
So you chose the bagpipe thing?
Yeah, I was trying to think. What would be a fun like instrument or a performance type, and I was like, as a turtle, probably wouldn't be an orator necessarily, especially with a stutter, perhaps, or he could actually, you know, and like speak fluently when he was pretending.
Like in Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, and a lot of people who'd gone through speech impediments, it was during different types of performance, whether it be singing or theater, like that was a way that they could bypass their stutter for a period of time.
Yeah.
So I thought about that, but I love the idea of a turtle with like essentially installed bagpipes in the shell.
Brilliant.
And
Wow.
I kind of
Yeah,
stuck
that
with
was
it.
genius.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's something. I don't know about genius.
I
but
think it's
something.
genius. When I heard that voice, I was like, this is amazing. I hope they just
I love
bring
it.
this dude along now.
I saw a lot of comments in the community like, oh my God, he sounds like Gambit. I'm like, oh no, he doesn't. Gambit when he's like 65 and drinking way too much bourbon. Like, I
To
know.
be fair, a lot of people don't have another Cajun.
Yeah, that's their
like,
only Cajun reference.
Yeah.
Which I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that, but like, yeah, you know, to me, Gambit is a much smoother type of, you know, kind of like sort of down Cajun French sort of way of speaking, you know.
Gambit, I had the biggest crush on Gambit.
We all did.
Everyone did.
I had a crush on Gambit.
Still
He was
have a crush
amazing.
on
Yeah.
Gambit.
Absolutely.
Very deep one. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, Danny. Your mom is sitting there. Let's not go into too many
All right,
details.
Mom knows how I feel about Gambit.
I have a question for you. How often does Danny talk about John Constantine? Because
Only every other phone call.
okay, every other phone call. Oh boy.
I love this.
What she's not telling you is there's 12 phone calls a day.
That's actually very accurate.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Laura,
Yes.
this question comes from. Hold on, I just fucking pressed the wrong thing. I all of a sudden am like just checking out my stocks. Therid is Vulpes. I don't know.
I feel like you're getting worse and worse at pronouncing names.
Look,
Go with it. Say
I'm
the
busy.
question.
We've heard Caleb cast some judgment on her upbringing, but how does Jester feel about her home life?
She thinks it's great. Her life was great.
See, when you give such long, eloquent answers like that, it makes Matt's look even more articulate and incredible.
She doesn't have
This
a lot.
was-
She doesn't have a very large point of reference. To her, everything she did was totally normal. That's what she did. You
Yeah.
know, she didn't have a wide social circle growing up. You know, it was her mom basically, and basically it was her mom. and the traveler, and that was it. Like, I don't want to reveal too much because I'm sure these are some details that maybe will come out later as we play about her relationship with the traveler. But like that's all she knows about friendship, you know? So getting out into the world and finding out, oh shit, well maybe this wasn't totally normal. Like those are things that are echoing in her head now, you know, and she's kind of coming to terms with it, but that doesn't change the feeling that she was happy when she was home, you know?
Yeah.
Like she never felt really like she was missing out on a ton.
Yeah.
She wasn't just exposed to a lot of other kids.
She was content with what the experience she had.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think there's that childlike personality that she has is due, in fact, to her not being exposed and not really having to grow up ever.
People her age, her not spending time with them and understanding how they matured and progressed, kept
She's
her at
always
maybe
just
like
been
a
kind
certain...
of babied at home,
Yeah,
you know?
that makes sense.
Like a faint element of arrested development.
Yeah.
Just based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marion's a complicated figure. The more that I've like developed her in the story and the way that you'd written her originally, I like her a lot. And I mean, Jester wouldn't know the actual terminology per se or think it different because of her experience, but like Marion is essentially agoraphobic, kind of. So, like, you know, her place of work is her home as well, and she doesn't really go out either. And Jester probably got out more growing up doing these errands for her mom because she wouldn't go out. So yeah, it's been just very much a closed, protected, you know, this is our space for you and me, and here we're safe and we love each other and we have this together. And was it probably the best way to raise a child? No, but no parent is perfect, and Marion has her regrets as well, I'm sure. But is also very proud to see the woman that Jester is becoming, and in many ways excited that she's kind of ascending past a number of you know, personal barriers that Marion herself has dealt with over the years. I'm kind of excited to see where all that goes.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Did you hear that? No parent is perfect.
I will keep that in mind. Yes, when I turn my child toward the spotlight when I go to show him off on the camera. Which I did at the beginning of this.
But the people want to see him because he's so cute
like,
and he's getting so big and he's got the little Michelin Man arms and the legs
he's getting
now. I
so,
love
like,
it. I want to just bite it.
Baby fat.
I know, it's so great.
Halloween's
it.
coming up. Perfect time to put him in a sailor outfit and paint him white and make him the Stay Puft Marshmallow
Oh my
Man.
God. Well, me and Travis
that's
already
an
thought of a
idea.
really fun idea, but I'm afraid Ronan's already like growing a little too much hair for it.
Oh, really? Wait, was it Walter White?
Powder?
Powder.
Sorry. Wow.
random.
That was a little deep cut.
That
Sorry.
was great. Powder. Oh, man. Wasn't Jeff
I feel
Goldblum
like
in
that's
that?
not the first time we've referenced Powder on this show either.
Yeah, it goes to show the quality of people we are, really.
Yeah.
We're big Powder fans. There will be a VHS of it behind my shoulder soon. Let's give away some more free shit. shall
Yeah,
we?
let's do it.
Next, it's Fan Art of the Week.
Woo! Oh, damn.
This week's Fan Art winner, I was finishing my...
That was nice.
For episode 34 was sent in by Pablo Agarcia, at P. Agarcia. Let's take a look. Speaking of.
yeah, look
Whoa!
at that. That is a real fancy.
I saw that one over the weekend, and I was really hoping that he would submit.
Submit. There it is.
You're putting subliminal messaging over the beautiful art.
I wasn't asking for him to put that over there.
Yes, you were.
Guys,
I love that piece.
thank you to everyone who submitted, as always. Just waiting for the camera to go back on me. There we go. Congrats to you, Pablo. You have won this Cherry Dice Tower system featuring the Dascapus.
That's good. What?
It's called Dascapus.
Discopus? I like Dascapus is better.
She sent, here's the thing, she sent it to me and told me the correct pronunciation. I put it in the script and then Max deleted it. It's Cartography by Devin Rue, we were talking about earlier.
At these depths of the ocean,
We have the proper, we have the gift of looking upon the subterranean Madagascar Dascapus.
How you doing, Brian?
That shit was hilarious.
I haven't gotten
I knew Matt was gonna go somewhere fucking Jacques Cousteau with my stupid pronunciation. So that has a dice tray, a tower, and a vault in it.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter for that is ended, but now available on Backer Kit. Make sure to check out
Holy
wormwoodgaming.com.
moly, this is beautiful.
I know, I told
I
you.
haven't gotten to hold one of these in my hand since like these engraved ones have come
Well,
in.
Rachel will need another one because this one's obviously going home
It's
in
stolen.
Ronan's diaper
I don't know
bag.
where it went.
We will not be able to find this at 8:30 tonight. Remember, you can enter our weekly contest by emailing your GIF or fan art to submit at talksmachina.com. Rules for our contests are available at critroll.com. Shout out to Rachel Romero, who destroys managing that website.
She's
Completely
Sucks.
kills it, gives you guys all the information you could ask for and more. All we ask is that you check it out because most of your questions can be answered on the website. We go to extra care going, what are the critters going to ask? And we make sure that info is all on there. So make sure to always check it out. What's going on there?
I'm just keep holding in these burps. And I can't.
Just don't hold them in. I feel like the people don't care. Matt,
Yes.
Pizza Schnitzel is back with the question. That person's day just got made. When Caduceus fell unconscious, how worried were you about possibly killing Tal's second character?
I mean, it was close.
Spoilers, by the way, for anyone
I know.
not caught up on the show.
What are you doing watching Talks then?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's always nerve-wracking as a DM when you take down a healer, but like given the fact that Caduceus, came out of Molly's death, I was like, oh man. But I felt confident that they'd be all right because they had someone who might decide to heal.
I will totally heal if there is nobody else available to do it. I will do it.
It just cure wounds 40 times.
That's right.
Yeah, well, it just made sense. Like given the power sets of what they were fighting, there were other targets, but they kept lining up so perfectly in that hallway, and it just made sense. And
You're like Mercy if you have 3 bars of health left and then you damage boost me.
I don't know what it means.
In 2 years, when you get a chance to sit down at a game console again,
Yeah.
play some Overwatch and you'll know what Matt and I are talking about.
I'm gonna play Spider-Man for.
Yes.
play that first.
Oh,
yeah.
guys, if you're one of the 3 people who haven't bought Spider-Man for PS4 yet, Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, lots of people
Matt's in it,
Towson's in it. Lots of people that we feature on Talks Machina ended up in that game.
Yeah, I just went and watched all the cinematics today over at Insomniac.
You did?
Yeah, and they were so good. Everybody
Man,
did such
yeah,
a great
it
job.
turned out fantastic.
I got to do one mocap scene with Laura when
Yeah,
she
we
was
did?
super pregnant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was.
It was like 2 weeks before you gave birth,
That's
I think.
right. And I was all like stealthing,
Yeah.
like pregnant, belly
Like Mary
stealthing.
Jane with this giant pregnant tummy.
Yeah.
Now, did they
great.
put some sort of a bladder in the suit for you to be able to? Because I hear that it's so hard to get in and out of them to go pee.
Okay, yeah, because you're like totally velcroed into those things,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't get out. And when you're pregnant, you have to pee like every 10
Right.
minutes. Yeah, it was awful. And you have like this computer system on you, so they had to like figure out a different way to put them on me because like I didn't know if like the heat from the system was gonna affect the belly, so like everything had to be hooked
yeah.
onto my thigh, and it was totally weird.
Yeah. You don't want all the radiation from the
I
computer.
know, like who knows? Those things aren't
knows?
tested.
No.
That's why Ronan's
It's not
already
like
so big.
mocap's been around for 50 years and we can examine its effect on the human
Yeah,
body.
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, when Ronan hits 8 foot, we'll be like,
Yeah.
might have been the mocap.
He's only 4. Something's not right here. Laura Fire and Ice asks, Jester has now seen 2 other people of faith that have a way different relationship with their deity.
Right.
Caduceus seems to be sign-based, while Yasha has visions and dreams. Has this impacted her faith at all, or is the Traveler still her best friend first?
It's still her best friend. Everybody else has a loser deity that is not like hanging out with them. Like what the hell?
Okay, so that's how you view it. It's not that maybe there's any curiosity about what their deities are, and if maybe you chose the wrong path.
The travelers told me all about how awesome he is compared to the other deities.
Yeah.
And he's the best.
Okay. He speaks very highly of himself.
He's pretty cool.
Matt.
I'm literally making this stuff up right now and
I know.
hoping Matt's okay with it as I say it.
Of course.
I think it's fine.
Well, no, it makes sense, and given Jester's upbringing and her relationship with the traveler, it's yeah. I mean, it's pretty unique to see other people that have like, I have a god too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I leave offerings and
Do you
get
play
good
raw
weather.
parchment shears with that deity? Because mine does that, and he's way better.
Totally.
Yeah.
Best.
I think we can now say this issue's been resolved.
I love it because the perspective of other characters is very much like, yeah, no, I met Jesus. He's a really great guy. Oh, here he comes, and it's just like some rough-looking dude who hangs outside of the Arby's, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, maybe we should go inside.
Right. Yeah, it's like Caleb looks like. Remember those garbage pail kids? Caleb's like garbage pail Jesus.
Also, multiple time we've referenced the Garbage Pail Kids on this show.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
The
They were the-
cards, not the movie, because that movie is
I
fucking awful.
Never saw the movie.
I never saw the
My-
movie
my
either.
parents-
Keep it that way.
My mom
Really?
got so mad whenever we would come home with those Garbage Pail Kid cards. She
Really?
was like, you're not allowed to have these in the house because they were so fucked up.
Oh,
They're pretty messed up, but like the movie is genuinely like not even enjoyable bad. It's like just
Oh,
one of
it's
the
not?
worst movies ever.
I like them when they're bad, but enjoyably
Me too. Like
bad.
that. That's a genre that I
Yeah.
fully appreciate.
Yeah.
This is not one.
Like
of
The
them.
Last Jedi. Hey guys. My eyes, acid. For both of you. So this has kind of come up before, but way, way, way early on in Talks Machina history, before people were watching. Music Critter 1, for both of you, what are the best and worst parts of working so close to your spouse? Is it weird for you when they flirt with someone else in character, or is it just fun to see their characters being brought to life?
It's not weird. I don't think it's weird.
No. Well, like,
And it's so not them. The way that they're flirting is not the way that, Matt would flirt, which I know extremely well. I'm sorry. I've heard about.
No, I mean, we're all actors, and we've probably all had to see, our significant other have to do scenes with somebody else and, audition and all sorts of stuff. So at this point, I mean, this is way more fun because you're getting to like watch them and
and
laugh
inside
at them.
they're also like kind of uncomfortable with the fact, like on a very like subconscious layer level, uncomfortable with the fact that their significant other is going to watch them flirt with this other person in character. There's like layers of weird social awkwardness, and yeah, we thrive in that.
Yeah.
But also like once again, we've been with our SOs and know what is honest flirting, what is an honest connection, and when they're in character and they're doing it as a character, there is no congruency there, and there's no worry. If it was like one of those things where you're like, okay, this makes me a little uncomfortable because this is a little true to them. This reminds me of when we first met them. That'd be a conversation, but
Yeah.
And also, like, it has to do with how comfortable you are with your friends at the table and know, like, what everybody's relationship is at the table. And
We're also very affectionate people, I would say. Everyone in the cast is comfortable being affectionate with each other and being close and caring for each other. So, there's a lot of affection on the show, and that just comes from a place of all of us being, love each other.
and that's not going to be the same for every table.
No,
Especially.
excuse me.
Well done.
Thank you.
that was fun. At least you turned your head away.
Well, I ate.
What's that? Chris turned in his 2 weeks?
Sorry, Chris.
But it also, it's a comfort level too.
Yeah.
Even in our first campaign, no one was interested in pursuing any sort of in-game romance at all until 2.5, 3 years into our game.
We didn't even think that was an option. Like, it
Yeah.
was so not even.
Yeah.
And then when it happened, you can go back and look at the first campaign. The rest of the group's like, what?
I mean, we lost our shit.
I know, but that also spearheaded kind of is this an okay thing to explore if it feels right in the story? And then out of that, we got the fantastic, Vex and Percy relationship. We got to see
The
like
best.
You know, all these wonderful intricacies from there of Keyleth and Vax from that point forward to that.
Secondary.
Oh, come on, lady.
So yeah, it's.
I'm not biased.
Don't fuck up my Tumblr time later tonight. I don't want to read a bunch of how dare she.
But yeah, it's a comfort that if it's something you want to explore in the story, you know, have to be friends that trust and respect each
Yeah.
other and know those boundaries of where to play it and where to stop. You know. So,
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there was no point in the story where like, you know, Percy and Vex, you know, began to get romantic, and then we're like, all right, let's roll up some Constitution, saving throws.
That I wouldn't want to
That's
describe
just
that stuff.
Weird. Yeah, but like, you know, it's as long as you can keep that respectful narrative going, and it's a fun place to explore, and all of us are like invested in it, and you trust each other. It's a lot of fun to do.
Right. And it's also fun to flirt with your significant other.
Oh man.
Them really
Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been the blast
really-
watching you and Travis's campaign.
So good.
It's so great.
I have a feeling.
Ford is having none of it.
I have a
No,
feeling.
he's not into it. It's so good.
I love it.
It doesn't matter what type of character I played. I feel like if I showed up, Yasha would try to kill me immediately. 2 words out of my mouth. Who cares if they were like free gold? It would be. She would just try to kill me.
You're her
at once.
type.
I'm not. No, nothing. No, not at all. Laura, Boffle Slop has a question for you.
I love it.
So
Waffle
great.
Slop's a great name.
That's a great name.
It's also a great Cajun cuisine.
Oh wow, there's a running theme here. Was your acquisition of Nugget partly due to trinket withdrawal? Do you have trinket withdrawal?
Yes, I have trinket withdrawal,
Okay.
obviously.
Okay.
How can you not? But no, I think the acquisition of Nugget was partially because of stupidity and partially because I love animals, and if you put them in front of me in real life or in imaginary life, I will gravitate towards them.
Yeah, even if they're stuffed.
Obviously, yes.
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 Matt.
Yes.
Something that came up a lot this week. This is a question from Danny.
Hey, I have a question. It's the most important question. What was it like bringing back an NPC from the first campaign?
Oh, it was great. It was so much fun.
Like, what was the thought
That was a
process
really good
behind
answer.
bringing in Captain Adela versus like a different NPC or
The
something?
thought process there was, as I was fleshing out Nicodranas and the districts and what folks kind of come in and out of there, I was thinking of the Wayfarer's Cove and what kind of personalities would be in that vicinity. And I kept thinking of like, well, they probably have this type of personality, this character might come in there, probably like a long-running kind of seafaring captain of, a passenger and shipping, ship out.
Wait, I have one of those.
Yeah, and I was like, I could create a new one, but why? If there's a good one that already exists, that would be a fun wink nudge to, a quick wink nudge to the old campaign, and 20 years later would still be kicking ass on the high seas.
Yeah,
so,
she is.
So for me, it was like I like Captain Adela. She only got a little bit of screen time in the first campaign, and it was a way that I could kind of once again tie together this campaign to the last one in a subtle way that didn't override the narrative, that didn't feel like it was shoehorned in. It felt like a natural, person you'd pass by that made sense.
Yeah,
She'd be there.
Yeah,
she'd be there. Yeah.
awesome.
I love her so much.
Me too.
I'm so excited.
Oh man, Laura, our final question of the night goes to you. Please be a one-word answer.
Okay.
Cyberwolf 1201. When coming up with this iteration of Jester, you modified some of her tiefling racial traits. Did you intend for these to be tied to Jester's father when making Jester? And if so, what preconceptions about him did you have before Thursday? Is this answerable?
Is it?
Can the people know?
Sure, we can talk about it a little bit.
What do you think?
Sure.
Fuck yeah. Talk about it a little bit.
When I created Jester, in this iteration,
Right.
before I decided on Jester, I had thought about making a Water Genasi character. And because I was like thinking of doing a Water Genasi warlock is what I was originally.
Yeah.
And then Travis was like, should I be a warlock? So I was like, the war looks pretty cool. Okay, you should be able to.
Sweet.
So I went back to Jester. But then I was like, but maybe she's got some of that in there and she just doesn't know it or something. So I was trying to we were trying to figure out how I would make that work with a tiefling. And so, yeah, we talked about.
Yeah, we were in your house working over the specifics of Jester, and it was like, well, is there possible, crossover between the two bloodlines? And I was like, sure.
Is there a way to do
it would change and adjust things a little bit. And she was like, how would that act? I'm like, well, skin tone makes sense based on where we're designing her, but also resistance-wise, I like to think that it wouldn't be one or the other. It would kind of go in a different direction based on that shift. And so that's why she has cold resistance over fire resistance.
So that was Matt's call on the cold resistance.
And it was more of as opposed to choosing one or water genasi, it kind of just went off in its own weird kind of close and in between, but its own path from the unique mingling of features.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And the fact that when you do your Hellish Rebuke, it's cold damage as opposed to fire damage. So it's all just kind of this unique merging of those two bloodlines, causing this third kind of offshoot thread. And then that's it. It's just a little flavor.
Yeah. So, but the thing is I thought in that iteration that her father was a water jin, and is that what it's called? And so he had taken a human.
A Marid, you just fought one.
Yes, that kind of thing, and that he had taken a human form and because they can do that, and that's why I thought he was human skin tone. I didn't even think about that it could be any other type of character that would be her father. And when I passed it off to Matt, so I was totally blown away that it could be the gentleman. I was like, oh, I didn't even put that together. Oh my gosh, it could be the gentleman. So that's really, really cool.
Man, thanks for giving that scoop.
Yeah,
What a cool character.
Yeah,
I'm
when
just
we were
starting to feel
designing
like Jester's really cool.
Yeah, when we were designing.
Just hitting you.
When we were designing the character and we were getting different iterations of it, she had sent different versions of Jester's tail, maybe having cool watery fish fin things on the tail instead of a normal tiefling tail. Yeah, but I thought that would be a little more specific.
She could have been a great Sequest character. Remember Sequest?
Sequest and Sequest DSV,
I
man.
fucking loved Sequest.
Wait, was that the one? Was Jonathan Brandis?
Yes, you're goddamn right it was.
Such a crush on Jonathan.
I know.
My sister. Huge crush on Jonathan.
Really?
Brandis. Oh yeah.
Wow.
He did.
I know.
I know. I remember when it happened.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks,
Lockie.
Chris. What a fucking ass. Jesus Christ, Lockie. I hope none of the fucking microphones pick that up. Oh my God. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks.
Oh my God.
At Chris Lockie and ask him what the fuck just happened. Stick around for Talks Machina After Dark, which is on Alpha. Critical Role episode 35 airs this week. I would like to thank Laura and Matt for joining me tonight, and Baby Ronan, special guest star. Unfortunately, the show does not give out any residuals until next week. Don't forget to love each other, and don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Stay sharp, my friends. We're back on After Dark. Same guests, same show, more badness. More badness. On this part of the show, we take questions from the Alpha Chat.
Yeah.
Those are curated for us by Courtney, Danny.
Yeah. Courtney and
Two people we love dearly.
Very much so.
Our first question, Malgriff for Laura. What did you think of Marisha's impersonation of Vex during Honey Heist 2?
Marisha's great.
She's great.
Yeah.
She had the
She did a great job.
this down. She had the
Great Jorb.
this down.
Great job here.
Yeah.
Being Vex.
Did you see the first Honey Heist?
Yes.
Did you see the second?
Yes.
Which one did you like
I didn't
better?
see either of them.
You didn't?
seen
They're hilarious.
I know.
It's worth it
I'm pulling a Sam Riegel.
Yeah, you are. Straight up.
You are doing Sam Riegel.
I haven't seen them.
Did you know we launched our own channel?
Wait, what?
We'll talk after this. I'll fill you in on
Like
some
my
stuff.
answer though, that she did a really good job.
I loved that.
Thank you.
It was
Good.
short.
Solid.
There wasn't any need for a follow-up.
Acting,
It was
yes.
perfect.
It was good. She did a great job.
She really did, actually.
No, I believe
You'd
you.
be proud of her.
I am.
Let's see.
Very convincing.
Oh,
I should have really honestly answered that. I should have kept acting.
no, yeah, that's fine.
I am
Now,
gonna watch them though.
You should. They're really fun.
I know.
everyone-
I
Here,
they have
everyone-
a shirt.
Yeah.
There is a shirt. It's
They're
amazing.
so-
It's the
I mean,
softest
it's a
shirt
good
there is.
freaking-
If you're planning to run your own game soon, we're going to do that one shot
No,
soon.
I know. Believe me, I know. That's why I'm like, oh, I gotta
It's a
study because I
great
know,
lesson
like,
in how
Marisha
to-
did such a good job, like,
She
with
did a great
it.
job. Travis did a great job. Sam, like, all you guys have it in you, and I'm excited
You've
for you to
got
run a
it.
game soon.
Terrified.
You've got to do it.
Great.
Terrified.
Here's the thing, everyone. At Laura Bailey VO, she may not know where to access the Honey Heist, so go ahead and send her those YouTube links to her
Don't do it.
Twitter.
Don't do it, people. Don't.
And
don't.
she gets a lot of tweets, guys.
Don't.
So if you have to tweet it more than once, at Laura Bailey VO, that's okay.
Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Never mind.
Matt, Dark Knights 01 wants to know, were you excited when Ford used his 6th level ability to summon a Spectre?
I was. I've been waiting for that one.
That's fucking creepy.
That's one of the creepiest abilities that a Hexblade gets. I remember when Xanathars dropped and I read that, I was like, that's intense. So I was excited at the prospect. And once he hit 6th level, I was like, when is this going to come up? When's he going to use this ability? And you know, I love tailoring thematically elements of his abilities to his patron and to his history. And so when he finally used that ability, I was like, oh, Travis, this is for you, buddy.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was
The
fun.
barnacles. and-
That's amazing.
Yeah, messed up like drowned spirit figure. That was so much fun.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Laura,
Yeah.
this is a really cool question because of your thriftiness. Mirth Manager wants
Did you
to
know
know.
today's the first day that I put on normal jeans since I had a baby?
Congratulations!
Oh, because
Congratulations!
a lot
hashtag,
of people.
hashtag normal jeans.
Hashtag normal
Yeah,
jeans.
hashtag
a lot of
button.
people don't know this because her, the table is only waist high. But
I'm naked usually.
Laura
from the
has
waist
been
down.
wearing exclusively leather pants since she got back from the.
No, but it's a regret at this point. Like, I've been in them all day, and at this point, you'd be home on the couch with your pants unbuttoned. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't.
Laura, if I've proven anything on our shows, is that pajama pants are always welcome.
I should be in them right now.
Matt was in pajama pants the last time he was here.
Yeah,
True.
I
like
know you
Yeah.
Chat
Like-
called
You
him
showed up to
pajama
our
Matt.
meeting here
yeah.
with pajama
That was the
pants on.
same day.
You work hard
I
for
get
so
it.
much of your life to get to a certain point where you can say, fuck all y'all,
I'm wearing fucking
pajama pants. Yeah.
I went to Matt
get
and
it.
Marisha's last night to watch Between the Sheets, available on Mondays at 7 on Twitch. Critical Role, twitch.tv/critical role.
There you go.
Wednesdays on Twitch or youtube.com/critical
Didn't
role.
even get the
Shut up,
the
Danny.
websites Right.
Shut up, Danny. Just kidding.
going.
But I was walking out the door in jeans and I went, oh, every time I go over there, Matt looks so comfortable. I'm gonna put on some fucking sweatpants before I go over there.
Same thing. Last time I went over there, I fucking
Yeah.
put on pajama pants because I was going to write, and I was like, oh fuck that, they won't care.
Because when Matt
live
gets home, he walks
Oh, kitty.
straight through. He will give a very brief but cordial "What's up?" and immediately go put on the sweatpants. And then when he comes out,
I've
he
never
wants
been
to
to your
chill.
house and you have not had pajama pants on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Never
I don't
seen
think
There's
I
a
have
reason
either.
for that. Because I've earned the right to not have to wear regular pants if I don't
Man,
need to.
Anytime you come over, I'm in sweats at my place.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell people before
You
they
work
come
too
over,
hard.
I'm going to look like shit. So do not worry about trying to make yourself
I
up
hate
to
how
come
I look
over.
generally. So if I have the opportunity,
No, you
just
don't.
This isn't me like fishing for compliments. So when I have the opportunity
We
to
weren't
just
gonna give any
embrace
to
that
you, we're
and be
just saying.
comfortable, I am happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Now you like, and now we're deviating from the questions here a little
course.
bit, but
This
you
is
like
After Dark,
a
so we do.
flannel-based
Yeah.
pajama
Always
pant
it's
bottom.
plaid. It's always plaid pajama
Or
pants.
plaid or flannel-based
It's because the two pairs that I have.
You only have 2 pairs?
Actually, no, I have
500 pairs of
times as
sweatpants.
you wear pajamas, you only have 2 pairs of pajama pants?
Technically 3, but yeah.
I'm gonna buy, that's all I'm gonna buy you for
That
now.
is
Okay.
all
You need
we're
the
getting
tradition
you
of
now.
Christmas Eve pajamas.
Yeah, this 3 thing, dude, there's no way. My closet is like, okay, I have to wear this shit on Tox and look presentable, and then I have my everyday stuff, which is like a basically glorified like corner guy versus
I'm bad
bike
at
messenger.
wardrobe. Look, I'm a man who
You're
is.
getting so good at wardrobe,
I'm
Matthew.
trying, but like, look, I most of my life have worn nothing but like video game T-shirts
Yeah.
and jeans.
Yeah.
My entire existence.
Yeah.
I own a few jackets now. That's something.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm not a person that's used to presenting myself in like a an optimal social standard. So
No,
so I apologize.
But all of that proves to say, we need to get you some more squishy pants. man.
I agree. I would like more options.
Yeah.
What was your question for me?
My question for you,
Thank you, Laura, for the same.
What about flea
Laura,
markets?
here's a question for you from Mirth Manager.
Yes.
You have expressed a great fondness for flea markets and such.
Yes.
Ooh, she wraps up.
Yes.
What are your favorites in the LA area?
Oh, well, okay. The Rose Bowl flea market
Flea market.
is
That's where we got.
always-
That's where we got this.
Yes, and it's, I mean, freaking huge. So
Yeah.
it's always a good one
And
to
if you're
go
lucky,
to.
there's a really tan man in a leather kilt playing electric violin
There's
out
always
front.
something interesting going on,
That
yes.
guy's amazing.
Yeah,
I
there
always
is.
just veer, when you walk in, I just veer straight to the left because I avoid all the new stuff, go straight for the vintage.
Okay. Smart.
Yeah, so there's that one, and then
No
the
shake weights
Melrose.
for you, is what you're saying.
That's right.
Okay.
Melrose Trading Post, big fan. A little overpriced, if you want my opinion, because of its
Yeah,
location.
Of its location.
And
yeah.
then there's the Topanga Vintage Market, which is very small, but it's got some really good stuff.
Wow, that's a better answer than you gave to any of the questions tonight. That was a more thorough, thought out, researched answer. Laura, I'm going to give you a follow-up since I just made fun of you and I love you. Tria Elf 9, what kinds of dice do you find you like best? Sparkly, looks like candy, clear, a certain color. I will add to that, now we had this discussion at our little D&D game the other night. Do you prefer the heavy metal dice or the lighter plasticier dice? What rolls better for you?
It's a tough call. It depends on my mood. I usually tend towards the plasticky ones more than the metal ones, but I have them at the table just in case.
Yeah.
I also have my setup of the precious stone ones.
Right.
You know, because I have the, what are the, is it sandstone, blue sandstone? It's like sparkly, it looks like galaxies. That's one of my favorites. Little amethyst ones, which are beautiful. I have opalite ones, which were a present, which are wonderful as well. But I like the plasticky ones that are kind of like iridescent-y.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't,
Yeah.
as long as they're pretty, I'm happy.
loves dice.
I just
She
love
just loves
dice.
dice.
I like when they look like little candies on my table.
Yeah.
It's just, you know,
Have you had the chocolate dice?
What?
like actual candies.
What?
Yeah.
That, can you roll them?
Yeah.
What?
I wish they
Have you
made.
not had these?
No.
Oh, Laura, we have to get you chocolate dice.
I am going to buy you pajama pants, and you can buy
Yeah.
me chocolate dice.
Let's do
That's a
this.
fair trade.
We're gonna trade. It's
That's
gonna
a
be great.
fair trade.
Happy birthday
Happy
early and
birthday,
late, and
Christmas,
every birthday. Yeah, good
Thanksgiving.
job.
I wish they made dice that look like the Willy Wonka gobstoppers.
Gobstoppers?
I
Like
would
the big,
suck on those.
with the spikes.
Yeah.
Wait, no. The gobstoppers.
No,
do
they're
they have
kind of
spikes?
just have like. They're
They
kind
did,
of.
didn't they? Yeah, they
Yeah, they're kind of
They
like
have like
caltrops a little bit.
things, yeah.
Look, for something you're supposed to suck on for a long time,
Yeah.
they look like something you probably shouldn't put in your mouth.
Yeah.
But you know, Willy Wonka,
Yeah.
everyone dies.
Taliesin would say there's very few things you should put in your mouth. Guys, there's very few things you
Doesn't matter.
shouldn't put in your mouth, I meant to say.
There you go.
I have a funny story about your dice thing you mentioned earlier about the dice that Marisha got you from Gen Con. We went and walked the floor of Gen Con the last day a little bit before we got on our flight. And some of us, we went to go visit our friends at Dwarven Forge, Wormwood, Level Up Dice, all the, everybody, whoever was there that we knew, we wanted to go say hi and whatever else. And we spent some money. And then Taliesin, Marisha, me, two other people that were with us, all of our cards got shut off at some point. because it was like, why are you in Indiana buying, all this money worth of random shit at this thing? And we were hitting like place to place because we hadn't really like been able to do much that whole weekend until that point. So then we're all just hitting every booth, spamming. So then we're at the Level Up Dice booth and all of us are on the phone with the bank trying to be like, it's me, I'm making this purchase. And Marisha was trying to get those dice for you and she was so pissed. And I was like, let's come back. She's like, they're for Matt, I'm getting them. No. It was so funny. I'm glad she ended up with them.
Me too.
I took them. The bank wasn't answering. I pocketed the dice and didn't work. Listen, nobody's watching this. Okay, 60 cycle bum.
Sure.
60 cycle bum. Matt.
Yes.
Having a wizard in the campaign, how do you figure out what scrolls or spells to make available to find in the wild?
The times that it's come across, I usually think of one spell that I know will be useful, and then I randomly roll from that point. Because I don't want it to be entirely engineered to be useful for him and be like, here's everything you would need. I want him to have the options.
The
buddy.
fuck is happening right now?
Keep talking.
Keep talking, sorry.
Are you gonna make out with that fucking bear?
I'm just gonna hug him.
So yeah,
that's cute.
I like to randomize to a certain extent because I want it to feel like it's something you just find in the wild and it may be useful, it may not.
Yeah.
So I want to have one anchor that I know will be useful, and then whatever additional spells there are, it's kind of the luck of the draw.
Wow.
That's my answer.
And I like that answer.
Thank you.
That's a really good answer.
I was distracted a little bit by the bear who is going down on Laura right now.
Can't imagine why.
No, I mean because he was up here
He's
and then
actually,
he went
physically
down,
going down
towards where Laura was. Guys,
He's giving you the best hug right now.
I feel like his hands are a little non-committal.
He's got hovering hands right now.
Yeah. He's like,
It's so cute.
That's so cute. Didn't a fan send that in?
Yeah. And once again, let me reiterate, when it came, it was just wrapped in cellophane, so we thought it was a body.
We've had
Oh yeah.
we
That's
had
right.
it a while, we were like,
That's right.
Should we open it?
We're not
you do
opening
this.
that.
Should you call the cops
Oh,
before we
boy.
open it? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we were moving into the new studio and we were broadcasting the little like webcam, drop cam footage. And when that came off the truck, the chat lost it. They were like, oh, Trinket made it in the move. That's all they cared about. And then when I came on, they were like, I guess Brian's going to be going
Brian's
into it.
there.
Even my mom asked about Trinket when she sat down and played the PlayStation
Really?
earlier. She was like, and who is this?
Oh, guys.
Trinket.
Yes, by the way, if you want to watch Danny and her lovely mom play Spider-Man on PS4, VOD is available on our Twitch. Is that right, Max?
Yeah, it is.
Why are you fucking laughing like I said something wrong? It's available. I want people to watch it. Oh my God. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Thank you for joining us on After Dark. We'll see you Thursday night for episode 35.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
35 episodes already.
yeah, into this first campaign. Holy shit,
5
you
less
guys.
than the times I've used Cure Wounds.
Oh yeah.
That means there's been at least 5 episodes where you've used it multiple times.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
Don't defend her.
I'm
Danny.
proud of you, girl.
Thanks, Matt.
Hey, I've played clerics a lot. Clerics are hard.
They are hard.
They are a great, great, great class, but they are hard to balance.
It's super difficult when you're sitting there as a cleric and you're like, man, I have all these healing spells, but I don't want to use them.
Yeah.
What should I do?
What should I do
Very
instead?
difficult.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for joining us as always. You got your money's worth tonight. See you next week. Good night, everyone.
Goodbye.